Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back. Today's video is going to be a quick sort of guide as to whether or not you should buy Coromon on Switch or Steam if you have not already. If you have already purchased the game, I still think that this will be an interesting video because it'll give you some insight into the strengths and weaknesses of the platform that you're currently on. So with all that being said, make sure to sit back, relax, and let's dive right in. Okay, so first of all, yes, if you've been living under a rock, Coromon is now out on Nintendo Switch as of last week, and from what I've seen, many of you guys are enjoying it thoroughly. Before I get into the mobile when questions, we still don't have an official date, but it's next in line. So as usual, just stay tuned and subscribe so you get notified as soon as there's an official statement. I literally uploaded a video 30 minutes after the Switch announcement, and y'all were pretty happy with me keeping my promise on that. Anyways, if you haven't bought the game just yet and are wondering which platform is for you, I'm going to touch on that right now. Firstly, it is important to note with regards to public builds, Steam and Nintendo Switch are pretty much identical, so it's really going to come down to a few key factors that mostly have to do with what you typically see with indie games on both platforms. With regards to Nintendo Switch, I'd say the major advantage is that it's portable and is on the same console as Pokemon, which I'm assuming if you play Coromon, you probably are a Pokemon fan as well, so you have it all together. But even if that's not the case, the Nintendo Switch is much cheaper than a PC, and while it is inevitable that PC versions of games typically run faster and in general just better, with Coromon being a retro style sort of GBA inspired game, you're not really going to run into any major hiccups as far as performance is concerned. That said, before you start running to the Nintendo Switch and assume it's the best console because of that, there are some cons to consider as well that we'll be touching on in a sec. But overall, if you are somebody who doesn't own a PC or wants to play the game portably, I do think that the Nintendo Switch is the way to go, because even if you do own a Steam Deck, I've heard reports of some stuttering issues on that platform for some unknown reason. On the flip side, as I've mentioned, Steam provides better performance, at least on PC, and also has a few advantages that we've seen with other titles in the genre as well. The first being the fact that Steam allows developers to make updates very quickly and even allows for beta updates. Generally speaking, when it comes to Nintendo Switch, it takes about 2 weeks between submitting an update, getting it approved, and actually launching, whereas Steam has the advantage of skipping all of that, pretty well doing it instantly. If Nintendo decides to reject your update, then you gotta wait even longer. A lot of games will delay the Steam update just to make it match with Switch or consoles, but there are just as many games that don't and end up having Steam get updates earlier. So if you are playing on Steam, there is a chance you might get earlier updates, but I don't really see this being a major issue because public builds of the game have PvP, and updating Steam publicly and then Switch happening later would cause some weird bugs. So I don't think they're going to go do that. But there is the Steam beta branch, which allows you to test new builds of the game early. A great example of this is the hard mode run I'm doing on my channel right now, where we're trying to beat Coromon without any evolutions. In the public builds, this is not possible because you cannot prevent a Coromon from evolving. And furthermore, the new Trait Plus mechanic that actually buffs the traits of unevolved Coromon is not yet present on Nintendo Switch or even the Steam public build. This means that for those who are playing on Switch, you're gonna have to wait to get your hands on earlier builds of the game because Nintendo Switch does not support beta content. If you have a Steam Deck and a PC like me, you can also play it portably as well. Though, like I said, I have heard reports of issues with the game stuttering. I haven't run into anything like that myself, so I'm not sure if they've been fixed. Personally, I prefer getting games on PC as far as monster taming is concerned, but this is primarily because I find it easier to stream and record straight from my PC rather than from console. But when it comes to games like Coromon, Nexomon, Temtem, etc., I do prefer playing them handheld or on a TV, as sitting in front of a computer desk for long periods of time can be a little bit restricting. So for me, the Steam Deck with the PC is perfect because I get earlier builds to make content for you guys, it's easier to record and stream, and I can also use the deck to grind when I don't want to sit in front of my computer. Obviously, my situation isn't the average person's, so all I can say is you should base your decision off of what is important to you. Is it portability? Or maybe you do want to get certain updates early. Either way, I do hope that this video brought you a little bit of insight into the pros and cons of each platform, and now you can make an informed decision if you haven't already. All that said, if you are a fan of Coromon or monster taming games in general, definitely make sure to like and subscribe because I put out new videos every single day. You can also follow me on Twitter, check out my Discord, my Patreon, all links below. And just wanted to say special thanks to my patrons, especially Jim Hamilton, Dro Ghost, and Dark Persona. And with that, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.